Alright, what we've got here is we're going to be doing a pencil drawing, a soft pencil drawing. So we've got our tools ready. It's going to be A3 size, and here's the paper. I've downloaded the image that we're going to draw from. We're not going to draw from life, but one could choose to do that as well, maybe on the next level. The 2D will help us see it. I've loaded it onto my device here, and I've made it black and white so I can actually see it, because we don't need color. I've got a range of pencils available going from soft to hard. Here we have an HB, and here we have a range of different pencils. I've got an eraser and a sharpener. Okay, so the first thing is just to start off with some bold general strokes with your HB. And here what you're trying to do is you're just trying to get the geometric shapes of the object in place, and to see if you can get everything in the right place. And so just quite simplify it, make it nice and easy. Circular shapes, oval shapes, and just look at your edges, measure with your eye where it is approximately, check this angle. You can actually practice it on your tablet, check that you've got the right angle there. I've got this vegetable sticking out here, I think it's a green pepper, and over here is a lemon, it looks like, but obviously it can't be. Fit the onion in, or aubergine over here, and the handle looks a bit low, so lift the handle up. And at this point it's incredibly rough. We can take an eraser if things start getting a bit confusing, and we can just clean it up, just so that we can see which lines are our correct lines. But one doesn't need to be too specific. Alright, so now it looks like we've got the shapes in place. We can now start on the next level, which would be refining this. And I'm now going to move to the next pencil, which is a softer pencil, so I can get the broad shades in very quickly where I'm shading. I'm using just a hatching technique, and all I do is hatch in the tones that I'm observing on the tablet. And we're trying to look and feel for where the light comes from. It's quite important you get a feel for what you're doing. Now I'm starting to cross hatch on that particular one. Move to this one. Remember, the rule is light on dark, dark on light, so this one obviously needs to be a lot lighter than the one in front, or vice versa. In this case the one in front is darker, the green pepper, so I'm just going to make sure that it's clearly lighter. If there's a bit of confusion in the drawing, like over here where the two tones are the same, you as the artist take an artist license and make sure one is darker and one is lighter in front. Notice the texture, and once again going back to the hatching technique, and then we come to this dark object here. This will be getting lighter there. So at the moment we're establishing where the lights are, and slowly starting to get the forms crisper. You'll notice that with a soft pencil, if you draw in and you drag your hand on the page, you are going to get smudges. So we'll use a technique just now to stop that happening. And here I've exaggerated this aubergine, I think it is, sticking out here, or cucumber. It's made it slightly bigger. And now I can start bringing in the basket weaving and trying to follow what I'm seeing on the paper, the direction of these lines. Okay, and I'm starting to feel in the textures. We've got this cloth thing that comes over here in the basket, and over here another dark texture. Okay, I'm going to move to the front objects, start with the hatching. Nice bold gestural hatch. the lights, maybe just help it a little bit. Move around the drawing, get our tones in. With the soft pencil you can smudge. If you're using the hard pencils like the HBs and that, then you don't really want to smudge too much. It doesn't work out too well then. Okay, I've got to get one object darker. I'm going to choose my front one again, so I change it slightly to the drawing. Use my eraser. And eraser smudges as well, so which is quite nice. Try and pick up some of the light. Across to the subject. You see that I'm moving across the page in every direction. Here I'm starting some scribble lines and cross-hatching. Curved form, curved lines. The basket, I can start using the pencil on my finger to get the basket. I haven't really worried about the detail yet on the basket. Just going to change to another pencil, another soft pencil, and just get a feel for, okay, this pencil's struggling a little bit. Go for the next one. Okay, now we're going for a much sort of harder pencil, get the crisper lines in. And we're trying to find a texture now that will sort of match the basket's texture. Okay, I'm finding this pencil a little bit hard, so I'm going to go for a softer pencil, 4B maybe, and start picking up these weaves. Obviously this requires a bit of attention to detail. Let some of the background grow. Notice I'm using a hatch line once again. I want to get this thing to stand on a surface, which is quite important. Okay. Go back to my original soft pencil, which is the darkest one we've got at the moment, a 7B. Whoops, and that means we'll just need to sharpen it. You can also use a blade to sharpen, it also works as well. Get that in there. This is actually a tomato. Okay, we're going back. Choose another pencil, and we're going to go back to 2B now, try and go tackle this basket weaving. Obviously this is the most finicky part of the drawing, so I want to once again get the structure of the basket in. And now we start looking at our lights on dark. Gonna go back to the 7B. Clean up some of the edge. We can really start. Now we start in another layer. And it's quite important that you build up your drawing with layers. Each layer becoming more dense, tones become more dense over each layer. You'll notice this gestural drawing, it's quite quick, it's not photographic drawing. And the point is to leave your natural drawn mark visible as well. Okay, so there's my light on dark that I've got to just change from the original photograph, which is a bit confused, which is that area over there. And here we need to bring in some dark to separate this object. Here's a problem as of this, I just got to watch out what's happening there, it doesn't go dark on dark. Right. And everything's growing nicely. We're now trying to get another layer into the basket weave to make it get the darks in. What's further from you, as it bends away from you, it gets darker. That is also a good way of creating volume on your page, which is obviously the next session of the course. It'll be in course 2, where we focus more on volume and move away from the lines. And like I said, I'm using broken lines now. And deciding how dark this area should be, so I can see the aubergine, or yeah, it is an aubergine, and the baskets, so they're separated. Okay. Bring in my table surface, dark at the back, lighter in the front. Bring in some detail, last touches, bring in some light here, didn't really get that to go around, bending away from me, making it lighter, still a bit confusing over here, between the basket handle and the aubergines. Right, I haven't really bothered with the pattern on the material. This is so I can just put in some kind of equivalent, which is circular motions loosely onto the surface to echo the polka dotted material. As it bends back, it disappears. And then we've got these little frills here, so it's going to get some kind of equivalent mark. Creates the feeling of a frill. And to pick up the little holes in the cloth. Okay, and that's it for now. So from now on it's just building up layers, putting in another layer, and obviously maybe working on a larger scale. For these soft pencils you can go maybe to A2 size paper and then an A1 with these soft pencils. Right. Let's blow off the excess. And yeah, there we have our drawing.